Hi Sparks and families! Welcome to your Camp at Home edition. We might be stuck at home during social isolation and not able to get together in person to camp, but that doesn't mean that we can't have an amazing fun time camping at home together. Even during the middle of a pandemic, the spirit of guiding is super strong and we are ready to camp. I have a bunch of activities prepared for you guys. The fun thing about this week is that you can choose which ones you want to do. A lot of the things that we're going to be using is stuff that you can find around your house, like a toilet paper tube, stuff that you might already have in your recycling box, maybe some Play-Doh or some Legos, stuff that you can find in your house. And don't worry, if you don't have those things, just get creative and find other things in your home that you can use to do these activities. Tomorrow we're going to get together on our Zoom chat and we're going to all talk together. We're going to show our artwork or our forts that we've created with each other and just have some fun together. If you're not able to do the Zoom chat, that is okay. Just follow along with the YouTube video here and do a lot of the activities that you can, whichever ones you want to do, and just know that your sister Sparks are camping right along with you at home. Part of being a Spark is being resourceful and using your resources wisely. So during this video, you'll see different craft ideas and things that we're going to do together. You might not have all of the items that I suggest in the videos here, and that's not a problem. Just have a look around your house and see what else you can use. All right, Sparks, are you ready to have some fun? First, what we're gonna do is make our forts. So have a look at the next video. I'm gonna do my very best to use what we have around the house here and build a little fort for Mackenzie and I. So maybe that wasn't the greatest fort. I'm sure you guys can come up with something a lot better. But just to give you an idea, like you can do things with anything you have around the house. And it can be something quick or it can be something small, something big and elaborate, whatever you want it to be. I just did something quick and easy so that I could get this video out to you guys. Tomorrow, hopefully, Kenzie and I will have a nicer fort to show you guys in the Zoom chat. Make sure you involve your family, your siblings if you've got any, maybe the adults in your family, and get together to build your own little fort. If you have a tent, go right ahead. If you want to put a tent up too, that would be amazing. Whatever you've got around the house, just have some fun and get creative. Up next, I have a story for you about building forts. Hope you enjoy it. A Fort to Share. Written by Joanne Muir and Cecilia Minden. Herbie Bear wanted to build a fort. It was Hank, Michael, and Hannah. Hey guys, want to build a fort? Sure, they said. Everyone went to gather supplies. Michael had boxes. Hannah had a blanket. Hank had a chair. Everyone wanted to make their own fort. This isn't working, said Herbie. Let's share, then we can make one big fort. Michael shared his boxes. They made a great base. Hannah shared her blanket. It was a perfect roof. Hank shared his chair. It was a good door. They all looked around. Where's Herbie? Herbie carried a plate of peanut butter cookies. Let's share these too, said Herbie. And they did. Fun story. I hope you guys bring some treats along tomorrow too for our camp out. Next thing we're going to do, now that you have your fort built, or you're going to be building your fort, is come up with a camp name. Can't have a camp without a camp name. So we've decided to name our camp Camp Bloom. What we're going to do next is, once you have that name, you're going to spell it out using stuff you have around the house. So you could just write it on a piece of paper with a marker. That's an easy way to do it. Or we could get creative and use things like Lego or Play-Doh or ribbon, a skipping rope, whatever you have around the house. You're going to watch me do that next, and I'll show you how I do it. Hopefully you'll have some fun coming up with some ideas. Sparks, I hope you had fun making your name for your camp. Next thing we're going to do is make our own constellation. In order to do that, you're going to need a few supplies. So have a look around your house. We need a toilet paper tube or a paper towel tube. If you don't have any of those, you could use just a piece of paper rolled up into a tube. Just make sure you tape it so that it stays in place. The next thing you're going to need is some tin foil. Again, if you don't have any tin foil, you could use paper instead for that. Or if you've got some dark tape that you could put over top, like masking tape, that would work. We're going to cover one end of the tube with that. The next thing you're going to need is a pin of some sort, something small to poke holes in your tin foil or your paper or whatever you're using there. I've used a pin from my my stash. It's my little Sparks t-shirt pin, but whatever you've got, and maybe get some help from your grown-ups or from your siblings to help you with this part of the craft. You're going to want to leave one end open, and you will also need a flashlight. I don't have a flashlight right now, or I can't find one, so I'm going to use the light that's on my phone. But if you can find something that will make some light, that's what you're going to need next. So have a look at this craft, and I hope you enjoy doing it with your family. All right, so as you can see here, I've got a toilet paper tube, got some tin foil. Just going to rip some off here so I can cover up the top of my tube. So you're going to want to cover the top of your tube with whatever you've got in your house. Oops, I'll do it on this end. And then we're going to want to poke some holes in the top. So I'm going to get my pin here. It's my trusty Sparks pin. It's a little sharp, so if you need some help from a grown-up, make sure you do that. And you're going to poke some holes in the top. I decided I'm going to make a heart-shaped constellation. You can do whatever you like. And that's basically it. Now you just need a flashlight, or in my case, I'm using the light that's on my phone. And you're going to flash it through the other end. Find a dark room in your house, or wait until bedtime, and shine the light through the other end, and point it at your wall, or at your ceiling, or at your door, whatever you can. And there you go. We've made our own constellation. I've got another camping story for you guys. I hope you really enjoy it. I like this one. A Camping Spree with Mr. McGee by Chris Van Dusen. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. McGee and his little dog Dee packed up the camper and hitched up the load, hopped in the Rambler, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains far from the sea, for 2 nights of camping, or possibly 3. "There's nothing like camping," said Mr. McGee. "I know you will love it. Just you wait and see. The views are fantastic. There's hardly a sound. Aside from the wildlife, there's no one around. And the air is so sweet, you'll sleep like a log," said Mr. McGee to his small spotted dog. A few hours later, they took a sharp right and found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on a hill with a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Jefferson too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over a steep waterfall. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. McGee made a campfire and cooked some hot dogs. And as the sun set behind the far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows over the coals. As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed in their bunk beds, all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without care, along came a stumbling, bumbling bear. A kindly old bear whose sight wasn't so clear. He couldn't see far and he couldn't see near, but he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. The smell made him hungry. He wanted a treat. He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the car and the camper were in the bear's way. Yet that didn't stop that sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch. And as he was shimmying into the gap, he pushed up the hitch, which let go with a snap. Uh-oh, that can't be good. Now that the camper and the car were untied, they started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road, while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild, bumpy ride, with Dee and McGee sleeping soundly inside. They were snoring and snoozing, enjoying a dream, when splash went the camper right into the stream. The splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. "Now what in the world was that?" McGee said. And when he looked out and saw where they were, his hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab for the big waterfall. Dee and McGee both started to quiver as faster and faster they headed downriver. But just when they thought they'd fall over the edge, their camper got stuck on a rock at the ledge. So there they were, stranded, McGee and his pup, on the top of a waterfall 50 feet up. Meanwhile, that nearsighted bear from before was searching for one little marshmallow more, when lo and behold, as if out of a dream, he spied something sweet floating over the stream. But what the bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really the hitch and not something to eat. The bear was determined to capture his prize, so he jumped in the water right up to his thighs. He splashed through the stream to the edge of the fall and snatched up that trailer hitch, camper and all. Dee felt a tug. McGee heard a knock. As the bear pulled the camper right off of the rock, he dragged them both all the way back to the bank when he realized the hitch was not sweet but quite rank. He spit out the hitch and left in dismay, while McGee and Dee's camper again rolled away. It flew down the path with a jolt and a jar and stopped in some bushes right next to the car. Dee popped her head out. McGee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it be true? At last things were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and drove off down the hill. And on the way home, McGee said to Dee, that trip wasn't quite like I thought it would be. So when they got home with the sky turning red, they decided to camp out in the backyard instead. I hope you guys really enjoyed that story. Next up are some camp songs. I'm a little rusty with camp songs since this is my first year as a Sparks leader, and it's been a few years since I was a brownie myself. So I asked for some help from some other leaders. Okay, so up in the next video, you're going to see Starlight and her mom, Starhaven, doing a camp song video for us, which is really nice. They live in Orleans, which is up near Ottawa, and they're doing a little camp out in their backyard as well. Sit back with your family, relax, and enjoy these camp songs. I'll try to get the lyrics for these and send them out to you guys and your parents' emails this week.
Hi everybody, this is Guider Shirley and Maria.
Hello.
And if you look in our backyard right now, that is our tent. We are ready, and you can see Maria's little la fenêtre because we're working on our French here at home too. We both need to learn.
Just so you know, there's a piece of paper over there.
Nice. Oh. There.
Okay, so we're going to be doing a virtual campfire today. And the first song we're going to be singing is Fires Burning. So I'll do it all together first, and then we'll do it in rounds. So I'll go first, and then my mom will go second. Fires burning, Johnny, where, in the gloaming, come sing and be merry. Okay, so now in rounds. Fires burning, Johnny, where, come sing and be merry. Fires burning, come sing and be merry.
Come sing and be merry. I feel like I'm off key.
It's okay.
I hope you guys are in better key than I am. All right.
Okay, so the next song we're going to sing is, what was the next song? Herman the Worm.
Herman the Worm.
Right.
I do not know this song very well, so it's going to be mostly Maria and me just trying to learn it. Okay.
Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, and along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big, and I said, Herman, what happened? I ate a spark. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, and along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big, and I said, Herman, what happened? I ate a brownie. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, and along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big, and I said, Herman, what happened? I get a guide. Wait, what? Sitting on the fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, and along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big, and I said, Herman, what happened? I ate a Pathfinder. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, and along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big, and I said, Herman, what happened? I ate a ranger. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, and along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big, and I said, Herman, what happened? I ate a leader. Sitting on a fence post, chewing my bubble gum, playing with my yo-yo, woo, woo, and along came Herman the Worm, and he was this big, And I said, Herman, what happened? I burped. Okay, so the next songs we're going to be singing is On My Honor. And my mom's going to lead us. I knew it once, but it's been so long since I've sang it, I've forgotten most of it.
So this is actually a very traditional Girl Guides song, and it was one of my unit's favorite songs when I was a girl. And the reason we all liked it is it's sort of the call to service that we all hear in Girl Guides. We all have it pretty good having each other, and we have to remember other people while we're enjoying the relationships that we forge through guiding. So, here we go. Wow, that didn't start. Okay, let's try again.
On my honor, I will try. There's a duty to be done, and I say there's a reason here, a reason above. My honor is to try, and my duty is to love. People don't need to know my name. If I hurt someone, then I'm to blame. If I help someone, then I've helped me. And that's the way that it should be. On my honor, I will try. There's a duty to be done, and I say there's a reason here, a reason above. My honor is to try, and my duty is to love.
So we're going to try to circulate the lyrics to that at some point. It's a really beautiful song to sing when you're all around the campfire and you're just settling in for the evening. And on that note, now that we're in kind of a quiet mood, I do think that it is time for taps, which again, I don't remember quite as well as I should now that I'm getting old. So Maria's going to lead, and I'm going to do my best to keep up.
Day is done, gone the sun, from the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest. Friends, good night.
Thank you for being at our campfire. Take care, everyone.
All right, so that's it for today, guys. You should see on your porch at some point today a little package that Twinkle has delivered for your family and yourself to enjoy. Also, make sure you guys are getting your pictures out to me for your scrapbooks, as Ruby and her family have been working really hard trying to get that ready for you guys. Look at all these scrapbooks getting made. Isn't this amazing? We owe a big thank you to Ruby and her family for working on these for us, getting them done. So again, make sure you get those pictures off to us so that we can finish your albums. And thank you so much, Ruby and your family, for putting these together. It's very special of you. All right, and then Ruby is going to send out some instructions for our Zoom chat tomorrow. It will be at 6:30 p.m. Like I said earlier, if you can't make it, no big deal. Just watch this video and know that we're here along with you. If you are going to be there, can't wait to see you. It'll be Clover, myself, Ruby, Twinkle, Diamond, and Rose is going to try to make an appearance. And hopefully we'll see you guys there as well. We'll share what we've been up to and have a little campfire out in our own homes.